Hey guys, welcome to my channel, the Joyz of Life. I am Joy with an I, and I just wanted to pop on here real quick and just wow. So I just came out of the movie. I'm fresh out of the theater, seeing the Thunderbolts, and all I can say is wow. Like, it had me in my feels, and I'm a relatively emotional person anyway. I mean, some people would say otherwise, like she is definitely emotional, but I mean, it depends on what's going on. But yeah, it had me laughing, it had me gasping, it had me like, what? How dare you? Like it, and also crying. Like, I'll get to that in a second, because I'm telling you, this movie had me in all the feels. And for those of you who watch Marvel movies, either you're a diehard fan, you're just getting into it, or you kind of catch things here and there, like, we know that due to the 2020 situation, that a lot of content that Marvel was dropping, I mean, it just wasn't, I mean, it was a lot, and it wasn't really getting the love that it really needed to be top tier like we're used to getting. But it, whatever. I mean, stuff happens, life be lifing, and there's nothing we can do about it except ride the wave until we fall off. And honestly, I can say that we finally fell off the ride of uncertainties and craziness and just unfortunate events, because I love this movie. I love this movie, and I have not said that in a while, okay? And I just wanted to, like you can see, I'm in my car. I just wanted to get this video out before I went on to do something else. It is 12:30 a.m. here in Indiana, whatever. But I just had to get it off my heart, because I mean, this movie was just amazing to me. And like, I loved all the characters, like, they played off of each other really well. Each of them has their own unique thing that they brought to their roles, to the movie, to their interactions with each other. Like, it was so cool. Like, it really was. Like, the action was just like boom. And oh, spoiler alert, like semi-spoiler alert. I'm not gonna give away too many details, because the movie did just come out. I'll put that in the title as well. There might be some spoilers, but I'm gonna try my best to not spoil it, because I mean, it's totally worth the watch. And yeah, but So yeah, I love the characters and how they bounced off of each other. The action was amazing. There were some moments where I was in there like, yeah, like, well, that's amazing, like, oh yeah, you showed up, kind of thing. Because I've been avoiding, when I say I've been avoiding spoilers, trailers, like, I have been avoiding it all. Because I'm like, I don't want to know, because that's one thing that Marvel has been getting caught up in, is showing too much in the trailers. And so when you get there, especially if there's like a cameo or something, that it's like, oh yeah, we think this person's gonna be there, but then there's like a little nugget, and those of us who are diehard movie comic book people, we're like, that's what they're doing, like, you just give it away. Like, for the diehard people, you just gave it away. But so yeah, I've been avoiding everything like the plague. Like, I haven't even been watching a lot of the YouTubers that review Marvel movie shows, and they dive deep into the news about what's going on, about different things and stuff like that. I've been avoiding all of it, because I wanted to go in blind, and I did, and I'm glad that I did, because I had a great time. I went by myself. It was amazing. I took myself out on a date. Yes. But yeah, it was amazing. So when I say that this movie had me in all the feels, I'm telling you, I said it earlier, it had me in all the feels, to the point where there is a part, kind of in the climax of the film, that had me literally boo-hoo crying in my sleep, just like, just like full on, I can't breathe, crying. And I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it made me think of something. And when you see this, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, related but unrelated, because I don't want to give away, I'm trying not to give away spoilers. But basically, it touched on something that I have dealt with in my life before. Your struggle, like my struggle with the light and the darkness that comes with just life in general. Okay. And it's literally that, your struggle with the light and your struggle with the dark is two different types of struggles, because if things are too light, then people think you're phony, like, oh, you're just putting on, you're just, but then again, that could go on the darkness side. It's like, oh, you're depressed, or you're this or that, whatever, like, yeah, you'll be fine. And it's like, no, it's a real struggle. And coming from someone who has dealt with it on both sides, just the judgment, the hardships that come along with it, I mean, you find ways to, I would not recommend this, but stuffing it down, ignoring it, hiding away, that kind of thing. But then the other side of it is like, you know what, I'm actually going to address this. And on my healing journey, I've, in a way, forced myself to say, you know what, I'm not going to stuff it down anymore, because it just becomes more of a crutch to you than it should. Like almost debilitating, like not addressing something head on that you feel deeply, because of fear of judgment, because of fear of just like, oh, is this right? Like, should I be feeling this way? I feel like I shouldn't be feeling this way, and it's like, it's okay to feel that way, and so this, wow, I'm trying not to cry again, because it just really had me boohoo crying. Like, it was the last movie that made me boohoo cry like that was Endgame, if you know, you know. And I mean, I was like, even during the end credit season, it was like, and the person that I was with, he was just like, you okay? Like, yeah. It's so crazy. So I haven't had a good cry at a Marvel movie in a minute. Okay. And so yeah, so basically, like, there's a person who has to, like, address these two sides of the coin of how they're feeling. And on the one side, on the light side, they're super chilled, they're smiling, they're communicative, they're like, yeah, okay, I'll be here with you. And then the other side is like, everything must die with me, it must be gone with me. And it's so amazing, because just to see the dynamic between the two sides and their struggle, and it's like, okay, this darkness is really taking over me to where it's not only hurting myself, but it's hurting other people, and people that I have come to know. And that's when you realize, okay, maybe this isn't healthy. When other people start to get hurt around you. And it's just, yeah, so it really stirred up some emotions of things that I have dealt with throughout my life. And I've been in situations that have been extremely dark, and I felt alone. I felt, like there wasn't a way out, just kind of battling with my just going to battle with that darkness. It just didn't feel right in me, like I knew, me me being a fun, bubbly, try to always be smiling type of person. When you see that smile is forced or barely there, something is wrong. Because even though I'm the type of person that kind of wears my heart on my sleeve, I try not to be so, I guess, emotional on the outside. I try to just like, no, I'm good, I'm okay. And sometimes we have to get to the point where we have to stop saying that we're okay when we're not. Okay? As you can see, it's raining. So if you can hear the raindrops, yeah, so we have to stop saying that we're okay. And we have to use our discernment and recognize the people who are there for us when those times come up, where we do feel like there's no way out, when we do feel like we're alone, when we do feel like there's nothing left, and this goes for anyone, like whether you are a believer in a deity, like, or you're not, like, in something like that. Like, I'm a believer, I believe in God, but like, not everybody do, and that's perfectly fine. Like, life is still gonna life regardless of your faith or what you focus on, or who you pray to, or whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter, really. But we have to start being open, honest, and transparent about how we're truly feeling, because things can change in a blink of an eye, and if we don't have a support system, it can make matters worse. And currently I am going through some unfortunate things right now. One big thing, I'll get into that in another video, but if I was me a few years ago, I probably would have been spiraling out of control. I probably would have been just like a shell of a person, losing myself in what's happening right now, because I used to be that person. I used to spiral. I used to be like, I need to fix, I need to have my hand in this. And it's like, sometimes you have to just let things unfold the way that they're going to unfold. And it's hard to do that because a lot of us are fixers. A lot of us don't want people to be mad at us. A lot of us, just want things to be over. Like, okay, this happens. Okay, now it needs to go away. And it's like, things don't really happen like that. Because sometimes sometimes things have to unfold the way that it's going to unfold. And we have no control over that. As much as we would want to, that's not really the case. And so going through this new journey that I'm on, and I can say that what I will say, it's a grief journey. It is, but different from the grief journey that I was on when I lost my mother and my stepfather. I'll get into that later too, but it's another grief journey, and I feel like it came so quickly after kind of getting to that acceptance stage of losing my parents, that it's like, whoa, why is this really happening? Like, why am I in another grief bubble? It's like, this is not okay. But, you know, again, life is gonna life, and things are gonna happen, you know, on its own timing. And so it's like, okay, so what are you gonna do, Joy? Are you gonna lose yourself in this situation, or are you going to, you know, strap up your laces, stand 10 toes down for yourself, and stand in your power, and just allow things to just, you know, happen the way that it's supposed to? And I chose the latter. But I don't think that if I hadn't have worked on myself, you know, through therapy, through grounding exercises, through breath work, just on that healing journey, that I would have been strong enough to do that in this situation, you know, that I'm currently going through. Because it is darkness. It is. But you see, my smile is still there. I'm still out here living life, and I'm not allowing that darkness to overtake me, because I deserve better than that. You know, I deserve more than to allow something that is completely out of my control to overtake the joy, no pun intended, that's within me, you know? And so, like, the part in the movie, I was bawling because it's like, I remember being in this push and pull, what do you call it? This push and pull thing where it was like, okay, I am joy, I have joy, but I am in this unfortunate situation that makes me sad. And I've done a lot of work, and I'm not perfect by any means, and I will never ever say that I am, but I can say that I am truly grateful and thankful for my faith, but also the amount of people that God has allowed to come into my life to show me what I deserve. Because it's like, you know, you say that, you know, you yourself, you say, yeah, I deserve better, but then there are no examples kind of pointing you into truly believing that, you know? And I finally know what that means. And I've always been a lover, you know, like, I'm full on Cancer, Cancer Sun, Leo Moon, full on love, okay? I am a lover to a fault sometimes. And I was one of those people where I would throw all of my energy and love into other people, and have me at the bottom of the totem pole. And it's like, no, you deserve that love too. You deserve the love that you give to other people for yourself. And I finally know what that means. You know, you don't realize how true something is until you get that confirmation that it's like, oh, that's what that is. And so that's what has happened to me. I know that I've always deserved love. I know that you know, I have gotten it in certain capacities, but I've always been that friend, or at least tried to be, because, you know, we're still human, things happen. I've always tried to be that friend that was there for anyone who needed me, you know. But with this grief bubble that I'm in, it has allowed space for love to come in that is truer than anything I've ever experienced before. Like being a friend and then not having it reciprocated to me, not necessarily in the same way, but just like, hey, you know, people noticing like, hey, I saw your post and are you okay? Or hey, I haven't heard from you in a minute, are you okay? Like, what's going on in your life? You know, just the little things, you know, just people checking in. I can count on one hand, probably less than one hand, how many people have actually done that for me. And those of you who know that you have been that person for me, I love you dearly. And I mean, I'm talking about like my ride or dies, like my people who have been in the picture for 15 plus years, okay? But going through this grief bubble, it opened a door for so many beautiful people to come into my life and just love on me because they wanted to, you know. And I am truly blessed and honored to say that I finally know what true love is. And it wouldn't have happened, I don't think it would have happened if this grief situation that I'm currently in hadn't have happened. Okay, so sometimes the darkness and the hardships hold on guys, there's a car that kind of pulled up behind me and I'm in a parking lot and it's late. It's kind of odd. Anyway, I'm good. But yeah, sometimes the hardships and the darkness that comes upon us, it's there for a reason. It is there to get you to think. It's there to get you, in some cases, or you know, in my case, to move, to open yourself up to receiving. Okay. All right, they're gone. Anyway, open up to receiving, you know, just the goodness in life, the love that you deserve, the care, the honor, the friendship. It's just, sometimes I find myself smiling for no reason because I can't believe that this is my life. And it is. I am so much in love with myself, so much in love with my life, that it's so incredible. You know, it has been an incredible journey these past several months of going into this grief situation. Okay. And like, I couldn't be happier. Like, yes, that part sucks, but here I am being shown that it's okay to be in grief. It's okay to feel those feelings, but you are still loved no matter what. Okay? Like having people stand 10 toes down for me in the way that they have is just absolutely amazing, and it has been. And so when I was watching this movie and it brought up, you know, the push and pull of the battle between light and dark, it's like, I know what that feels like. And it's never gonna stop. Like just because you go through it once doesn't mean that, like, okay, that's it, it's off the list, check. Like, no, you're gonna constantly go through things where there's gonna be a push and pull, and you have to make a choice. Okay? Are you gonna choose to sit in it and stay there and wallow? Or are you gonna strap up your shoes, put your feet to the pavement, and go through it? That's the key, is moving through it. And in this movie, that happens. But sometimes people think that, oh, I have to go through this on my own. Baby, you don't. You do not. I promise you, you do not have to handle things on your own. And that's what I was saying about opening yourself up. Like this grief, this new grief bubble opened up a space to allow people to come in that wanted to walk beside me through this grief journey. Okay? And so I am not only divinely protected, because I truly believe that, but that God has divine protectors protecting me, but he has also allowed for earthly people to come in and be there for me as well. Okay? And so it was happy tears, but it was also relieved tears. Like, it was also like, dang, I remember that. Like, I remember the grief of feeling alone, feeling like there was no one to talk to, even if there were people around. We have a tendency sometimes to think that, oh, I'm going through this, I don't want to be a burden to people. Baby, ask for help. Ask for help, okay? I am not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do, but I just want to instill in you that there are people in this world that are willing to be 10 toes down for you too. But you have to be 10 toes down for yourself as well. Okay, but if you can't be 10 toes down and you can only be 5 toes down, and there are people who come into your life that want to love on you and want to give you strength. They want to show you that you deserve to be taken care of. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but open yourself up to receiving that, because you deserve it. God did not put us on this earth to be alone in any capacity, whether it's through marriage, whether it's our family, whether it's having kids. Like, he did not put us on this earth to be alone. That's not our lot in life. Okay, that is not what he intended for us. Okay, and he has shown me that so much. Excuse me, confirmation. He has shown me that so that there is love out there, that I do deserve love, that I do deserve to have people in my life that aren't looking for anything. They just want to love on me. You know, they just want to be my friend. They just want to be, just my confidant. They want to be the person that I can lean on. And at least for me, I've been in situations where people have made me feel bad for needing something. And that doesn't happen all the time. And I'm not dropping any names. It is what it is. It doesn't matter. But I have been in situations where I've needed help. And like, yeah, okay, I was that friend that would drop everything and be there for other people. But then when I needed it, no one would answer their phone. Or no one would even notice, because I have that smile on my face. I'm like, yeah, everything's great, even though everything is broken and feels broken inside. Real friends, real people who see you can see through your mask, through your facade, through the persona that you're trying to put out there in the world, even though it's fake. Yeah, we're all fake. I've done it. It's fine. Sometimes you do have to fake it till you make it. Sometimes you do have to fake it until someone says, hey, I know you. what's going on? And then that's when you're like, ah, you know, like you just lose it because you're like, you weren't supposed to notice, you know, but then you're like, I'm glad you noticed. You know, like it's one of those things. It's like, I don't want to be a burden to people, but thank you for just noticing me, just seeing me. And it's not seeing with your eyes. It's seeing with your heart. It's like you see through me. You saw that there was a need and you wanted to be the one to fill it. And for the longest time, I was just like, you know what? I'm just not even going to ask. I'm not even going to put that out there that I need help or anything, because I don't want anybody to say anything crazy to me or say, okay, I'll help you. But it's like, I want to help you, period. It hits you different. It hits you differently. Like it really, really does. When there's a, I want to be there for you, period. And I think that was part of the reason why I was, you know, crying so hard, because I remember the past. I remember the past, and sorry guys, I had a call coming in. I remember the past, but I also know how hard that I've worked, the time, the blood, sweat, and tears that I've put into my healing journey to allow myself to get to this point, to get closer to God, to get closer to my family, to get closer to my friends, but then also use my discernment to get the people who did not have my best interest at heart out of my life, or at least like minimized down to almost nothing. Okay. But yeah, I know this is like real deep after I watched the Marvel movie, but it's just, I will leave you with this. If you ever find yourself in a tug of war of life where you don't know which way to turn, you don't know if you're strong enough to battle the darkness, especially, look around. Look around and open your eyes to the people who are surrounding you, and see if they truly see through you. If they see through you and they have checked up on you, they have you know from experience that they have been there, regardless of your meltdowns, regardless of you guys getting into it, because we're all individuals. We're not all going to gel well, okay? But when you have people in your life that love you through the currents of life, those are your people. And they don't have to be blood, okay? They don't have to be blood. The people that have the same blood as you, sometimes, and you know, whatever, sometimes they could be the worst people in your life. Because I've heard stories of that actually being the truth, okay, for some people. And your chosen family are the ones that are 10 toes down for you more than anybody else, okay? If you ever are in a position that you feel like you can't go on, ask for help. Open yourself up to receiving. It will be hard. I'm still working on that part, because I'm like, are you sure? You know, like I asked that question, like, are you sure you want to do that for me? And you need people that are going to be like, yes, accept it. It's fine. I'm like, okay. Because I've had a few friends a few people that were like, yes, I want to do this. Stop asking me. Okay. You know, there are people and there will be people there for you. Don't push people away because you feel like you're a burden. You deserve it. You deserve the love and the affection that God intended us to have. And if you don't believe in God, you deserve it regardless. Okay? You are enough. Let the people who want to love on you. Because it will make that journey a lot less dark. Trust me. And that's what happened. You know, that person who was struggling, the people who were unwilling to walk away from them, trying not to give spoilers, they said, no, I'm not going to leave you behind. I'm here. I'm not going to leave you behind. I'm here. And I lost it even more. I'm like, yeah, you are. You really, you know, like this character in the movie, he needed help and he didn't recognize that he needed the help. But the people who saw him, saw through his pain, through his smile, saw his pain through his smile. That's what I wanted to say. They said, we're not going to leave you behind. That's the type of love that everybody deserves to have. And if you don't see it in your life right now, I promise you, you stand 10 toes down for yourself and do whatever it is that you need to do. There are a lot of videos here on YouTube, people who do spiritual work, people who are godly, you know, pick and choose. Motivational videos. There's so much. Stand 10 toes down for yourself, and the right people will come into your life to be there to fill in the gaps. I promise you. Because it's happening to me right now. I'm going to get off of here before I start bawling again. So, that's real deep for a Marvel movie. But it's so true. You're going to have to deal with the light and the darkness. And sometimes the darkness can overpower the light. But when you have people that are in your corner that will not allow you to fall, to drown, it changes everything. Because I have drowned in the presence of people that are supposed to love me. And they just let it. They let me drown. They let me drown. But now I have people in my life that they won't even allow me to get to that point to where I am almost drowning. And everybody else who has not been there for me, they're falling by the wayside. They are a non-entity, a non-factor. And that's okay. You have to be okay with allowing the people that want to leave. Because if they're still there, they're occupying a space that's not meant for them. Let me say that again. If you allow people to stay in your life that do not want to stand 10 toes down for you and just want to take and watch you drown, they are occupying a space that is not meant for them. So if they want to leave, or if they need to leave, because there are some people who need to leave, okay? But if they want to leave, let them. Let them, because I promise you, that space will be filled with someone who actually wants to be there. And I can attest to that. I can testify to that. Okay? Go see Thunderbolts. Go see it. You will not regret it. And if you do, that's okay. I still loved it. But I love you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna try to start posting on here more. Things have been a little hectic with my grief bubble, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm okay, and you will be too. I love you, my beautiful Joy babies. Bye. Mwah.